Well, we did get that Nintendo Direct announcement. It's something we've been expecting for all of June, but it's kind of bounced around as to what kind of Direct it would be. Eventually, over the weekend, we got some information that seemed to point towards something that would be less of a general Nintendo Direct and more of a third-party Direct. And well, Nintendo essentially confirmed that it's just going to be third-party stuff, which has sent the expectations and the hype level around this event through the floor. But there is still a chance this could actually be a pretty good event, and we're going to quickly talk about that here today. Guys, if you enjoy the video, make sure you hit the like button, and if you're new to the Spawnwave Plus channel, make sure you're subscribed down below. Let's take a look here at the announcement that Nintendo made. A new Nintendo Direct Mini. Partner showcase is on the way. Watch on demand via our YouTube channel beginning Tuesday, June 28th at 6 a.m. Pacific for roughly 25 minutes of info on upcoming third-party Nintendo Switch games. I think it's important to note here that this will not be a live stream, like a premiere or anything. It's just, they're just dropping what's going to be one large set of commercials. I mean, that's what Nintendo Directs are anyway. It's just they show you commercials for upcoming products that you decide to buy or not. But they'll at least do the live presentation so you can't skip ahead and see what like the last one big thing is. In this case, though, they wanted to give us a heads up that there is a video that's already scheduled to go live for tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And obviously, we all checking it out then. I'm sure people will be skipping around, and we'll probably just start posting all kinds of stuff on Twitter, different times as we kind of experience it going through. So I'm sure the one big thing will just be dropped right on Twitter immediately after this video goes live. Now, because this is not a general Direct, we can throw the idea of seeing big Nintendo third-party games out the window. Like, no Legend of Zelda there, right? We wouldn't think that. Donkey Kong, which has been rumored for a while as well, not being there. And even the idea of Metroid Prime, a remaster or Metroid Prime 4, probably not going to be there, although we will talk a little bit about the whole Metroid Prime situation tomorrow in Newswave with some new information, so make sure you check that one out. But with all that said, there could still be a pretty good showcase here, even if it's not necessarily what people were hoping to see when it comes to the third-party stuff, because it doesn't necessarily mean that Nintendo's intellectual properties won't be there. It just means that Nintendo themselves with their first-party or even, I guess, even some of their second-party deals wouldn't be there. But they could have something like Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which I kind of expect to be there at this point. It's supposed to be coming out this year. Ubisoft found some pretty good success working with Nintendo and Kingdom Battle, and it appears that they're taking it to the next level with Sparks of Hope. To me, that seems like a good way to end this showcase with a release date for it, probably sometime in October, maybe. That, to me, not a bad time there. Some were saying Bayonetta 3, although I don't know. I kind of feel like Nintendo's going to treat that more or less as their first-party lineup, and that might just get a Twitter drop. They don't necessarily need to put it in a Direct of some kind. We've also heard about this GoldenEye thing that's been bouncing around between Microsoft, Nintendo, and the achievements being found online and still being active. It's possible they could have GoldenEye getting shown here, but the idea of that with Persona, and remember how we talked about in Newswave earlier today about there being some sort of game that's 4 years old that will finally make the jump to the Switch. I think a couple places like VGC had brought up the idea of Red Dead Redemption 2 making the move, and I figured if they do that, it's just going to be cloud-based, and Rockstar will just do a quick port in that way to get whatever money they can. Turns out it might be completely different than that in the sense that it would be more of a fast-paced action game from Platinum and Square, that being something in the Nier series, and most likely with the timeline there of about 4 years or so, Nier Automata? That's at least what the journalist who had initially mentioned the idea of this partner showcase with some Persona games being there appears to be teasing over on Twitter currently. Now, obviously, Persona 5 is the one that everyone's questioning right now. Will that be there? Persona 4 and 3 Portable appear to be more of an expectation at this time. 5 is the one that's up in the air, so that'll at least be interesting to see if that makes it. And I think it is the idea that there won't be like the big Nintendo reveal here that has people disappointed, but at times I am curious as to which third parties will show up here, what will finally be moved onto the Switch, especially if it's a game that no one expects to make the jump. And that's kind of the thing that at least keeps me more intrigued around this presentation, as opposed to being completely down on it, is because it's hard to predict what will be there. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to blow the roof off the place. It's called a Direct Mini Partner Showcase for a reason, but still, there could be some interesting things to talk about shown off here at the event. And hey, if Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope is there, they have a release date, and it looks good, that's something else for them to add to their lineup of titles for 2022. I think for the most part, Nintendo is kind of content with what they have right now anyway, with their overall first party lineup. It seems like they might throw another title or two in there, but like having Xenoblade, Splatoon, Pokemon, and probably Sparks of Hope in there with Bayonetta 3, to them, I mean, that's a pretty good run of titles, and then whatever other third-party things they can drop in there. So we'll see what this partner showcase has for us tomorrow. I guess the good news is the expectation for this, like I said, is super low, so it can't be too much disappointment, right? Well, it's the internet, so I'm sure disappointment will follow. It is a direct after all, but let me know what you guys think about this announcement down below, particularly that it's a Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase. Are you someone who's a bit disappointed that it's not the big E3 Nintendo Direct that we were hoping for? Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.